All right. We had one injury coming out of it was Jawan Taylor, who hurt his right ankle. So other than that, we've got to do a little better than that. Obviously, when you're playing a good football team, it starts with me and doing my job better and giving our guys an opportunity to put them in good position there where they can make some plays. Against a team like this, both offensively and defensively, you have to take. You got to get off the field defensively, and you got to be able to stay on the field offensively and score touchdowns, not field goals. It was great for Bucker to make them for sure, but you want touchdowns in those situations. And so my hat goes off to them. Sean's done a nice job with them. They played a good game tonight. So that time's yours.
Andy, what is it about Buffalo's pass rush that makes them difficult up front there?
Yeah, they've got those defensive ends are top notch, so they can roll them in, and they've got 3 or 4 of them that can bring it.
Which does that affect just the timing of your offense today?
Yeah, I could have helped the guys out, and I didn't do a very good job with that. So, and then we've got to obviously do it a little better when given that opportunity. So.
Andy, what guys asked you about why they were able to move the ball the way they did today on the day?
Yeah, listen, they got the run game going, and then right when you think they're going to run, they come back with play action or naked, and they did a good job of that.
Andy, what did you see on the intentional grounding? What did the officials tell you?
Yeah, I saw a tip ball. So, I was in 83, somewhat in the vicinity there. So, I thought that was why I called that. Yeah. I tried to do it.
Do you have any indication that replays this had already factored into that before?
No, I didn't know that. No.
Coach Reid, what made it so difficult to cover the tight ends? Knox and Kincaid had a big day of watch.
Yeah, no, they did. They got us in one-on-one situations there, and they did a nice job. It's a tough ask, and we didn't have enough pressure on him to make him rush it. He had a little time to allow that to happen. So.
Andy, this could be your last time playing in this building. What has it been about this stadium that you help prepare your players for this atmosphere?
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. That won't change in the new place. The fans here, they get wild, and so it's it's not gonna be any different than the other place. Good football team, so some good games.
Andy, what made that 4th and 17 work the way it did?
Yeah, good throw, good catch. Yeah, so you got enough time there where you could put it up there. So.
At the end of the first half,
Yeah, you got to score. You got to score a touchdown. That's you don't want to come out with a field goal. Although, listen, within it, we were still within striking distance, so it wasn't like we had opportunities. Can't start the second half the way we did. That's again my responsibility. Make sure that doesn't happen, and it did.
Thought to give the consideration to try one more time there from the 1 on 4th down before going into the half.
I wanted points. We had to come out there with points. So, no, I thought about it for sure, but I thought getting the field goal was the right thing to do right there.
Obviously, you were in the spot last year. I just expect the guys to respond to this.
Yeah, listen, I've got a good locker room there, so rest up and they'll come back strong. So, I'm not, that's what we do. Guys that are nicked up here, or throughout the year here, they've got to make sure they get in and get worked on. So.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay.
The Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs faced off in Week 9, and one play captured everyone's attention. Safety Cole Bishop delivered a massive hit on All-Pro tight end Travis Kelce that temporarily knocked him out of the game. This collision became the defining moment of the first half and shifted the entire momentum of this AFC showdown. Bishop had already been making his presence felt throughout the second quarter. He broke up 2 critical passes before delivering that punishing blow in the end zone. The impact disrupted Kansas City's offensive flow and allowed Buffalo to head into halftime with a commanding 21-13 advantage. For a Bills team that entered as underdogs, this defensive dominance proved they belonged on the same field as the reigning champions. Buffalo's game plan relied on balance. The offense controlled the clock with a strong rushing attack while setting up favorable passing situations. But it was the defense that truly shined. Bishop led a unit that demonstrated they could stand toe-to-toe with one of the most explosive offenses in football. The defensive line created pressure, but Bishop's ability to diagnose plays and close passing lanes elevated the entire scheme. His physicality forced Kansas City to rethink their approach and highlighted how vital the safety position has become in Buffalo's defensive identity. When Bishop leveled Kelce just before halftime, he did more than prevent a touchdown. He sent a message. The Bills were here to compete, and they weren't backing down from anyone. That collision crushed Kansas City's momentum and injected pure confidence into the Buffalo sideline. This kind of swagger can define a season, especially against an opponent that has dominated you in the playoffs. The timing of the hit mattered enormously. Kansas City was driving and threatening to narrow the deficit before the break. Bishop first broke up the pass attempt, then delivered the crushing blow in the end zone. The sequence forced the Chiefs to settle for a field goal instead of potentially taking the lead. Buffalo walked into the locker room with a 2-touchdown cushion and all the momentum on their side. The defense had made its statement, and Bishop became the face of that intensity. Kelce did return to start the third quarter, but the effects of that hit lingered. The physicality energized Buffalo's entire roster and forced Kansas City to play with increased caution. For a Bills team that has fallen short against the Chiefs in previous postseason battles, these moments matter deeply. They shift momentum, inspire teammates, and establish the tone for everything that follows. Bishop's dominance against one of the league's premier tight ends showcased both his individual talent and Buffalo's readiness to challenge Kansas City's supremacy. If you're enjoying this breakdown of one of the season's biggest matchups, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future analysis of the games that matter most. Kansas City went into halftime down by 8 points, and Travis Kelce headed to the trainer's room with a potential injury. Multiple medical personnel escorted Kelce off the field while Buffalo fans let him hear it from the stands. Matthew Boo from WKBW reported that Kelce walked into the locker room with 3 or 4 trainers right before the half after taking that big shot from Bishop. Bills fans were letting him have it, and Kelce was egging them on and yelling back that he loved it. Bishop also left the field just before halftime, showing that the collision took its toll on both players. At that point, Kelce had managed just 1 catch for 20 yards. The team did not release an official statement regarding the nature or severity of Kelce's condition. One social media user joked that Kelce was going to have a terrible time sneezing that week. Despite the hit, Kelce returned and added 2 more catches for 23 yards in the third quarter, bringing his totals to 3 receptions for 53 yards by the end of that period. Buffalo took control in the second half. Quarterback Josh Allen rushed for a touchdown to extend the lead to 28-13 with just over a minute and 30 seconds left before the fourth quarter. A victory would continue the Bills' regular season dominance over Kansas City during the competing eras of Allen and Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Allen entered the game with a 4 wins and 1 loss record against Mahomes in regular season play. However, Mahomes and Kansas City are undefeated against Buffalo in the postseason with 4 victories, including 2 wins in AFC championship games. Off the field, Mahomes and Kelce have been busy with their business venture. According to CansasCity.com, the quarterback and tight end are opening a steakhouse in Kansas City called 1587 Prime. The 3-time Super Bowl champions are partnering with hospitality company Noble 33 and are currently searching for an executive chef. Both players emphasize that they want the restaurant to be accessible and affordable for everyone in the community, not just an upscale destination with prohibitive pricing. Mahomes explained that they want Kansas City to call it home and for everybody to enjoy it. The restaurant will be located at the Lowe's Kansas City Hotel at 1515 Wen Street, though no opening date has been announced yet. Hit that subscribe button now before we dive into what's next for these 2 championship contenders. Meanwhile, Kelce and his girlfriend Taylor Swift have been keeping a low profile lately. Sources indicate the couple has been focusing on their future together while enjoying quiet time in Montana, away from paparazzi and public pressure. Swift is reportedly looking forward to marriage and starting a family, planning her future carefully as their relationship continues to grow stronger away from the spotlight.